FBI is warning state capitals around the country to prepare for armed protests ahead of Inauguration Day. And Connecticut's two senators say safety concerns should create a sense of urgency for lawmakers to force the president out of office. Channel 3's Mike Savino is live at the state capitol with all the details. Mike.
Yes, Aaron, that's exactly it. Connecticut's two senators were making the case today that President Trump remains a safety threat, not just to our democracy, but to the public. In fact, Senator Chris Murphy was saying, even before reports of that FBI warning, that last Wednesday's events may not be the last of their kind.
The President of the United States incited and instigated a mob assault, literally domestic terrorism, to stop the vote count. U.S.
Senators Richard Blumenthal and Chris Murphy were in Hartford today, again making the case to remove President Donald Trump from office. Trump has just 9 days left, but the two senators say he remains a threat to America's democracy.
I think you have to assume that this insurgency against the federal government is going to continue into 2021.
The Associated Press reporting today that the FBI is warning of armed protests in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. Murphy is calling for changes around the inauguration to ensure faster decisions on security should violence erupt.
The current commander-in-chief is not working on trying to make sure the inauguration is peaceful.
He's also calling for a review of the federal government's response after it took 4 hours from the first breach before the National Guard arrived at the Capitol last Wednesday. Meanwhile, both senators continue to push for impeachment. House Democrats are planning to move forward if Vice President Mike Pence won't invoke the 25th Amendment.
I think it's important to have these articles in front of the Senate so that we could act on them expeditiously.
Murphy says Democrats in the Senate need to be ready to act if Republicans suddenly support conviction. Blumenthal supports impeachment even after Trump leaves office.
That kind of reprehensible misconduct cannot be allowed to stand without some accountability.
And as you heard at the top of the show, many social media platforms have banned Trump from using their services, which has drawn complaints from many of his supporters that is a First Amendment violation. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, I'll tell you what Senators Murphy and Blumenthal had to say about that. Live from the Capitol, Mike Savino, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.